What is up, guys? I'm Joe and welcome to the Bud International Circuit for the Indian Grand Prix. It's round 17 of the Stop Drop Gaming GP2 Championship, and this is the first of a few videos this week. We're starting off with qualifying. Here it is. So then we go on to the qualifying lap. This is the best lap of the session as we slide out the final corner. This is actually the first time that I'd used it without traction control at all. As you can see, Paradise retires from the race as we're using DRS, braking about at the 70 metre mark before understeering, performing a little bit there. But as we brake at the 100 metre board, it's a real dog to turn into this corner and to stop the wheels from spinning up at the back. But we use half of our curves as we now come into the DRS zone, the main one on the circuit. I think this is the second longest straight on the Formula 1 calendar. And now as we come up, braking late into this cambered corner of turn 4, not hitting the marker. And now as we see Speed Demon retired from the race, we're currently P5 as we go 2/10 quicker through the first sector. And again, a nicely cambered corner. But this is a nasty one as you really got to be careful not to get a corner cut as you come into another chicane, riding it over, running a little bit wide as we come through the parabolica now of turn 11 and 12, running it a little bit wide. But as we take the Sebastian Vettel line through turn 14, we're now braking into the next chicane before this really understeery right-hander reminiscent of one of the turns at Spa. And now as we on the run up to the final corner, we're looking good for at least a faster lap than last time. Turn it in beautifully into the final corner, opening the DRS using our final bit of curves for 4th place on the grid. 1.2 seconds off Van Dal, which isn't too bad. Looking good for the race, although the tyres are going to play a huge factor. Hope you enjoy it. Here it is. Yes, guys, it's race time. It's the Indian Grand Prix and we have Van Dal on pole, myself in 4th position with my teammate right behind me on the grid in 6th, directly behind me that is, as we're next to Mitchell on the grid. That's something that you don't see very often from myself. And now we're waiting for the lights. It's a long time until they come on, but we've got 3, 4 and 5 red lights for the Indian Grand Prix and we are away. And now getting a very, very good start. Minimal wheel spin, as I say, first race without traction control. And now we've got the run on Mitchell going into turn 1, but we're not committed enough as we let him go, as we actually get a little tap from behind. And now we've got a teammate directly behind us in 5th place, and he dives it up the inside. We've got to leave him room, although we're now pushed off into the gravel as our exit is completely compromised because of that. And now we're going to have to whore his slipstream if we've got any chance of getting that P4 back. We've got Mackenzie, whose gearbox looks to be running very, very high and a high top speed, as we now have a 3-way horse going into the braking zone. Who's got the biggest balls? It looks as if it's me, as I get 4th position, and now it's all about hunting down Mitchell. But is that really going to happen? I don't think so, as he can win the championship this weekend if he just outscores Matt. And now we've got Mackenzie on lap 2, diving it up the inside. As I say, he's got such a high gearbox, it looks like. And he's actually on the prime tyres, but he's got so much more speed as he locks up big time. And now we're going to try and get the undercut on him coming onto turn 3, but that's not going to happen. And now we've got to protect ourselves from Hexen for 6th position. And yes, we've fallen down to 6th and now falling into the grass of Speed Demon. But Hexen looks as if he's outbraked himself, and so have I a little bit. Although we give him a little touch and now we let him go. But it's all about the race down to this left-hander. And I'm actually really awful on the corners, but I'll try my best anyway to just tell you if it's a right or left-hander. I think I might have to resort to that. But Hexen's away anyway, and we run completely wide. And at the end of lap 4, our tyres have absolutely gone. And we decide to take a dive into the pit lane if we can actually make it there. So we do manage to make it into the pit lane, stick it into lean mix, and it looks like it's going to be a long race from here. Could be a 3-stopper, as I've actually changed the pit cameras to this, because I really do like this view of the front jackman sort of getting out of the way. It's a much more realistic view, although I did like the pit cameras that they implemented this year. but I do think they need to sort out more major things like connection troubles. As we come out in P10 and completely outbrake ourselves, but lap 6 we get Bastianini, who is on a degrading set of the option tyres. And now lap 8, Matt, who is still out as well, and now he just gets out of the way of us, for us anyway, and we take him around the outside at the same corner, a very, very understeery corner that is. But as we go on to lap 10, we're actually in P6 now, and we're going to be promoted to P5 as Nikita comes into the pit lane. She has somehow managed to stretch those option tyres 10 laps, and it looks like that she is going to be on the 2-stop strategy. So lap 13 now, and we've got Nikita right on our tails. She looks as if she's going to put it down the inside, and we've run completely wide. It looks as if we got a little tap maybe from behind, and we've lost out big time there to Hexen as well. And they are going to storm off into the distance. Obviously I have no DRS to defend either, as I was ahead at the DRS zone, detection zone. And now we're braking into this corner, and it looks as though, well, our tyres have completely gone as we give Hexen a little tap there. And it looks as if he's really struggling at that turn 4. But lap 14, our tyres have completely gone. As you can see, these front tyres are brick red. And we come into the pit box anyway for the prime tyres, and our second stop of the afternoon. Away in 3.1 seconds as usual. Maybe not quite as quick, but it doesn't really matter at the moment, as we look to be in a battle with ourselves just to try and keep it on the track. And lap 15 out in P8, and absolutely nothing happened till lap 25, as we run another 10 laps on these prime tyres, which somehow have managed to stay in our grasps. It's going to be a sprint to the end on the option tyres, as we look to see how on earth anybody can do a 2-stopper on this track. Anyway, the prime tyres are off and the options are on in a tidy 3.2 seconds. Once more, the pit crew have served me well this year as Matt follows us into the pit lane. I thought I was going to have to hunt him down towards the end of the race, but now it looks as if I'm just going to have to settle for this 8th position, as Paradise takes out the victory after Mitchell tries to flick spin it to the end to win his championship. He does win the championship, we take 8th place, and congratulations to Mitchell on becoming the Season 1 GP2 champion. Well deserved from him. He's been with us since the start, and it's a thoroughly well-deserved victory, as Matt actually DNF'd after having a lot of troubles towards the end of the race. That guy though looks untouchable at the moment. It's Paradise. Thanks a lot guys. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.